Right, what's going on? Battling dudes. um, Today I've got a new item, the Keylight Air. There's a big dent in the box, but that's my fault. So this is going to be the new light to replace that one that's right behind the camera, which is a cheap, crappy ring light. There's the back of the box if anyone wants to see it. So, and there's the front. Try and get it in a position where the thing's not showing. There you go. Right. And I've already taken it out of the box and put it together, and here it is. It's actually on right now, which is why can't really tell when it's facing that way. There's the base. It is quite heavy actually. The base is probably like a kilogram, maybe a little more. It's quite sturdy, so that's going to go behind the camera. But for now, just to sort of, for size reference, there it is. And there's the box. Yeah, so this is, I believe these are on Amazon for £130. So, but I got my one for cheaper than that because I waited for a sale. So basically this is just a test. I was going to do an unboxing, but I didn't see the point because there was nothing to really unbox, just the pieces. The inside of the box was just bubble wrap. But yeah, we're going to pause the video and switch the lights over, and then I'll give a demonstration on the lighting situation. So, back in a second. Continue. Right, so, as you can see, the light's changed now. So this is the new key light, the Keylight Air. So, I'm just going to give a quick first impressions on it and see what I think of it. So basically the app that you need to download is called the Control Center, which is this thing here. Was a little bit fiddly to download, but once you've got it downloaded, all you have to do is sync the key light to the Wi-Fi, and you get the app on your phone, and it looks like this. So that's just the controls for the brightness and the warmth. So right now the brightness is pretty low. I mean, I've seen people complain about this thing being not bright enough, but I mean, my old ring light was bright enough, and this is way brighter than that. So I actually had my old ring light turned quite a lot of the way down because I'm just blinded by it. So I'm going to adjust the settings now so you can see the difference on me. So this is as low as it will go. So that's it, just about on. And then I'm going to turn it up. So all the way up to maximum brightness. Now, to me, that is way too bright. I mean, it's totally flushing out my backlight. It's washing out my side light, and it's blinding me, and it's making me look really red. So I would probably have that turned down to about 50%, I'd say. That's there. Even that's too bright. Let's go with 45. 40%. Yeah, I mean, even that is pretty bright. This really bright. People that are saying this is not bright enough, like, shut up. It is. People that are like, oh, well, the key light is way brighter. This is just not bright enough. You need the key light. The Keylight Air isn't big enough. The key light is twice the size of this. So I imagine it's almost twice as bright, which is too bright. Some people have two of these. I don't need two. Right, now the other setting. So there's where it is. It's about 40%. The brightness is the bottom. The other setting's the warmth. So that's it cold. So that's quite very white light. Almost a little tint of blue to it. So it's actually exaggerating the blue light behind me. So the blue light behind me is, there's it off. There's it on. And then if I turn the warmth all the way up to maximum, which is there, makes me look quite pink. So I think that's a bit too light, a bit too warm. So I want it probably somewhere in the middle. Let's try find a sweet spot. I'd say around there. There maybe. Yeah, around there. And then the brightness, I'd say, is probably perfect around, to be honest, like 20%. That is plenty bright enough for me. So now all the lights set up, it's also higher than my previous light because the previous one was directly level with the camera, so it was behind the camera and it was a ring light. This is above the camera, so it's about 10 inches higher than the old light, so it's coming down on me rather than directly at me, and it's also more muted, or I don't know what the technical term is. It's a softer light, and the amount of adjustments in it is better. So now this is just to give a quick demo of what my lighting situation is. So that's with the side light off, so, or the fill light, that's that off, and then this is with the rear light off. So that's just the key light now by itself, and I'm just going to quickly do a demo, turn it up and down. So that's all the way down, which makes the picture look really grainy because there's not enough light for the camera to pick up. Just the warmth, so that's the warmth all the way up, that's all the way down, and it's sitting at around there probably, yeah. And then I'm going to slowly turn this all the way up to max, and boom, that's 100%. So that totally floods out this quite small studio. That's a little too bright, to be honest. So I'd say I'd have that around 25 to 20% for me, because I'm in quite a small area, so the light doesn't dissipate very well. It's sort of all bouncing in off the walls and into me. So this is just with the key light on now. So that's the key light, and then let's put the backlight on. So that's my backlight, which is actually next to me, shining behind me at a bit of an angle. And then with the side light on, if I can reach, there. So that fills it more. I still think that I could turn that down a bit, you know. I don't know, maybe I'll just play around with it. But for now, I mean, it looks great. I got a heavily discounted price, just through luck, really. But I'm very happy with that. It's anyone who says it's not bright enough, they're just being an idiot, because, I mean, look, does that look bright enough to you? It's washing out all the other lights, the colours, and it's even washing out some of the colours on the mic, and it's like I have to squint to see. So yeah, I'd say that's fine, perfectly fine. It's handy that you can adjust it on your phone, because if you've got your phone on your desk right here, you can just play around with it. You don't have to get up and touch the actual light. And the cable goes down the back of the pole, and it's a plug. It's not a USB, so that frees up a USB slot if you're limited on those, which I am, which is a good thing, because my laptop only has 3, and before 2 were taken up with lights and 1 was taken up with the camera. So I was a bit stuck. I was like, I've either got to have no mic and use the mic on the camera, or sacrifice one of the lights. What I've done now is I've got the camera plugged into one of the USB slots, the mic plugged into one, my mouse wirelessly plugged in to the other one. Now the key light is plugged into the wall, into the extension cord down there. And the other 2, well, that one's not being used, but the backlight and my side light are plugged into USB slots on an extension cord, so it frees up all the USB slots on my laptop. But having the key light have a plug, a three-pointed plug that goes into the wall, is very handy, because if you are limited on USB slots, that frees up more space. And apparently the energy rating is really good on this. I don't know if it says it on the box here somewhere, but I did read somewhere online, I think, that it is, might actually say it on here. I cannot understand any of that. Well, ratings wise, I think it goes from A to G, and then there's like A+, A++, and A++++. I'm pretty sure this is on the A+, or maybe even the A++. So energy wise, doesn't use a lot of electricity, which is really handy, because some of these lights can, I've heard. And I have a lot of stuff going on in here and only have one wall plug, so of this light, the laptop, this light, the camera, this light, and then my other ring light, which is now currently off. So we'll do a quick comparison. I'll just flip it back. I'll pause the video. I'll flip it back to the old ring light, and then I'll flip it back to the key light again, just so you can see a difference, if any. So I'm going to pause it now, change the lights back, and see if you can see a difference. So now we're back onto the old ring light, which is what I started the video on. And now I'm going to flip it back again to the key light, see if you can see much difference. And now we're back on the key light again, and the ring light is off. So, I mean, to me, it looks better. It feels better. It's positioned, it's on my desk, whereas the ring light that I had was on a large tripod, which did get in the way, because all my other equipment is on the desk, or at least clamped to the side of it, whereas the ring light was behind the desk or next to the desk, and it just gets in the way, whereas this is on the desk. It's not taking up any extra space, and the pole goes right up behind the webcam, and then the light itself is just slightly above and in front of the webcam. So the webcam's sat like here, and then the key light's like up here and forward slightly, closer to me. But yeah, I think it's really good. I don't think you need 2 of these. I think 2, I mean, if you've got a huge setup in a huge room, yeah, whatever, have 2, and if you can afford it, because obviously they're very expensive. But here I've just got a little cheap, like £12 ring light. I don't know if I can even get it into the shot if I remove it from here. No, it's all tied up, sorry, never mind. But yeah, a little cheap ring light that's on the warm setting. I don't know if you see it on my hand there, it's quite orange. and it's turned down to about 50%, I'd say, just to fill in some shadows, give me a bit of warmth on my face. And then obviously the key light is the main light itself. I mean, you could just buy 2 cheap lights if you're on a mega budget. Makeup, I think they're called makeup ring lights. They're like 3 inches big. They're like the size of a cup holder. You could have 2 of them. You could have a white one and then a warm coloured one. If you're on a budget, it probably costs you like £20. But I mean, for me, it was time I got some better lighting. But I'm happy with the little one. The little one's good for now. I do not need another key light Air or key light mini. I think that'd be overkill in this room, and I'd just be blinding myself and cluttering my desk up too much. But I'd recommend it if you can get one for cheap. Maybe a second-hand one. There they are. That's how big the box is. Just like get it out of the. Yeah, there. Yeah, that's about how big it is actually. The picture on the box is more or less the right size, so imagine it's about the size of your head. Yeah, I would recommend it. I'm gonna need to play around with some more video stuff to get a real good idea of how good it is. But I mean, it is what it is. It's a light. It's a key light. It's a fill light. It's quite a soft light, so it's not harsh on your eyes unless you've got it turned up. So I'm happy with that. The ring light sometimes was a little bit much, and with it being above the camera, I now can look directly at you and not be blinded. I'm not squinting at you, so I look like there's something wrong with me. But yeah, from now on, all the videos will be with this light. This is my new main light, and the ring light will probably get put in the other room with the PlayStation. So when I'm doing more live stuff, I'll be better lit out there, and I could possibly even bring the key light out because you can just plug it into the wall. So I'm going to be better lit on both parts when I'm doing these videos and when I'm doing those videos. So anyway, we're coming up on 18 minutes now, so I better wrap this up. I better shut the hell up and let you go and buy your key light if you want, or just buy a cheap ring light from Amazon, depending on your budget, of course. So hopefully this video's at least been informative or entertaining to a degree, or if you're just bored and you're trying to sleep and you just want to put some background shit on, well, either way, have a good one. And Battling Dudes, by the way, subscribe. I always forget to say that. I keep getting told, why don't you tell people to subscribe in your videos? Because I forget all the time. If you don't want to, don't. But I mean, if you do, every time a little number goes up on there, it makes me feel better. So, because I'm weird, small things make me happy. Right, that's the end of the video. Have a good one.